Hi, and welcome to this episode of John's Model Kit Review. In today's fun, in-process model kit review, we will be looking at Tamiya's 1/48 scale Focke-Wulf Fw190 A-3. This particular kit was released in 2002. It is Tamiya kit number 61508. This kit is from Tamiya's Propeller Action Series, and it includes an electric motor to spin the prop on the finished kit. The Fw190 was a single-seat German fighter used during World War II. The performance of the Fw190 came as a shock to the Allies when it was first encountered, and it outperformed the contemporary Spitfire Mark V in almost every respect. The A3 version of the Fw190 featured an improved version of the BMW 801 engine, and it produced 1,700 horsepower. The armament of the A3 was increased from 4 to 6 guns, consisting of 2 rapid-firing MG-151s in the wing roots, 2 MG-FFs outboard of the landing gear, and 2 fuselage-mounted MG-17 machine guns. In this review, we'll take a look at the kit instructions, and we'll go through those. We'll also look at the current progress on the kit and talk about the fit of the major parts. We'll take a look at the cockpit interior and the detail parts that are included there, and I'll go over any aftermarket parts I plan to use in this build. We'll also look at the detail on the smaller parts that are included with the kit. We'll take a look at the cockpit transparencies, and we'll talk about the clarity and the fit of those. We'll talk about the surface detailing on the exterior of the kit. We'll look at the painting and marking guide, and we'll talk about the decal options that are included with this kit. We'll look at the decals themselves and talk about the quality of those. I'll be addressing any potential problem areas I see in the construction sequence of this kit, and I'll give my conclusions at the end. And we'll be attempting to answer the question, with Eduard's newer Fw190 A3 kit currently available, is this classic Tamiya Fw190 still worth building? Looking at the kit instructions, step 1 covers the assembly of the cockpit parts. There's a pilot figure included, but I will not be using that. There are no decals for the instruments in the cockpit, but thankfully the detail on these is raised significantly, and that will aid with detail painting. In this picture you can see the cockpit tub and the kit supplied seat on the right. I will be using the True Details seat with the molded in seat belts that's shown in the middle here. Step 2 covers joining the fuselage halves. It also has you building the engine and installing the cockpit assembly. If you're going to build this aircraft as a motorized kit, there are some additional steps in the construction sequence. Thankfully, this kit can be built either way. You can see the electric motor and the electric parts that are included with the kit in this picture. Step 3 covers the lower wing assembly. As you can see in this picture, the landing gear bays themselves are reasonably detailed. Step 4 would have you attaching the upper wing to the lower wing. I deviated from this by attaching the upper wings to the fuselage halves first in order to get a very precise wing root fit. Step 5 has you attaching the wing assembly to the fuselage assembly and attaching the tail planes to that as well. One potential problem area to watch out for in this kit is where the upper wings join the lower wings. I have cut off the inner cannon barrels to allow me to file down this problem area and get a really good fit here. I will reinstall the cannon barrels at a later point. The tail planes themselves fit precisely, and the fuselage seam shouldn't give you any issues either. In step 6, we're assembling the main landing gear. The landing gear parts themselves look very nice. These should look good once they're detail painted. I will go ahead and use some leftover Eduard Fw190 wheels in this build. They're a little bit bigger diameter than the Tamiya parts, and they're a little bit better detailed. In step 7, we're mounting the landing gear to the aircraft. I don't foresee any fit issues here. In step 8, we're mounting the front engine cowl to the airframe. We're also adding the upper gun cover to the aircraft and the rear cockpit cover. Mounting the engine cowl to the airframe itself is another tricky area in the construction sequence. It is hard to get a good fit all around on the engine cowl and the lower wing and the upper wings. I suggest taking your time here and dry fitting everything and filing and tweaking this until you're happy with the fit. You might be able to get a filler-free join here, but I wouldn't count on it. Step 9 covers installing the pilot's headrest into the cockpit canopy. It also covers the assembly of the prop. Step 10 has you adding the cockpit canopy to the aircraft as well as the prop. I don't foresee any problems with the fit of these parts. The clear parts on this kit look decent. They have crisp cockpit framing. The fit on these should be excellent. Steps 11 through 15 cover the assembly of the electrical parts and installing those into the display base that is included with the kit. The assembly sequence here looks very straightforward, and I don't anticipate any problems with these steps. You can see the kit sitting on the display base in this picture. That gives you a reference for the size of the display base itself. Looking at the color and marking guides, there are 3 marking options included in this kit. There's a generic stenciling guide in the instructions that applies to all 3 marking options. The first marking option is the box art plane with the black eagles on the sides. I think this is a cool color scheme, and I will probably go with this marking option. The second marking option is also a JG2 aircraft. For this marking option, there's a full color side view on the side of the box. The third marking option is a JG26 aircraft flown by Wilhelm Goff. There's a full color side view of this aircraft on the box side as well. And finally, there's a generic plan view and underside view of the aircraft included in the marking guide. The decals themselves look to be well printed. They're opaque, they look to be in register, and I don't anticipate any problems with these decals, although I have had problems with Tamiya decals being on the thick side previously. Looking at the surface detailing on the exterior of this kit, you can see it's not very rivet heavy. The detail is engraved. What detail is there is consistent. And this should look good under a coat of paint, but the surface detailing on this kit is somewhat sparse, and it's one area where this kit really falls short of the newer offering from Eduard. With Eduard's newer Fw190 A-3 currently available, is this classic Tamiya kit still worth building? Well, if you're just looking to build the kit itself and you're looking for the best Fw190 A-3 currently available in 1/48 scale, I would recommend the Eduard kit over this one. However, if you want to build the motorized version, or if you already have this kit on the shelf, with a little bit of effort, this Tamiya kit can still be turned out very nicely. All right, I'd love to know what you guys think. If any of you out there have built Tamiya's Fw190 A-3 in 1/48 scale, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. As always, I hope you found this video entertaining and informative, and until next time, model on.